Am I live? Whoa. I think that should be better. I tried. Oh, that's right. Nobody's here yet. There are 16 people. I'm here, guys. I'm here. This is terrible. Oh, hey, Cloud9, Amanda Pamander. Hi, guys. 9. Excellent. I saw 16 people in, and I was like, no way am I just blabbing on my own after not seeing you for so long. It seems like a long time. Oh, expanding the process. Lisa F, 7 serpents, star-studded, wonderful, beautiful people. Alistair Lynch, Mrs. 7, bloody hell. Right. Just give me a little second to get the music on. Doesn't the place look nice tonight? And I've got new Wi-Fi. So this is my camera on my laptopy notebook thing, so it should be better. I know I've totally missed you guys, but I've been so busy, and I had an eye infection. I don't know if you saw earlier on, but it's been quite bad. It got really bad over the equinox. Terrible it was. I felt like I'd been hexed. Hey, Nish, expanding the process. Wow, what an impressive turnout. Right, just remember where I've put everything. Right, Bluetooth speaker, check. Om chants. I actually experimented with different music tonight because I was actually so tired I almost didn't stream again today because I've been working like every day, crazy sleepovers, and with the eye and stuff. I just I came home, I had a herbal cigarette, and I just thought, no energy. Brandon, yes, I can see you all. You're beautiful, beautiful people. I'll bang me gong in celebration of the summer, which is now past. The summer of Evolve. Well, it was quite a summer, wasn't it, chaps? The camera doesn't pick up the gong at all. It just sounds like a dull clunk. When here it sounds like beautiful music of the spheres. So how are you all tonight? I haven't been engaging much. Whoa, look, went out for a minute. I haven't been engaging much in chats or anything. I'm just focusing on the Theodicus grade work, which I am vowed to finish. Yes, that's exactly what I did. I slept all day, woke up in a sweat, thinking that it was morning and it was time for work. Well, drive safely, Lisa. Don't be typing when you're driving. I don't like that. Rough couple of weeks for you, Brandon. Yeah, well, I must say my energy dipped a little bit, especially, your body tells you things with pain and illnesses. And the first thought was like, what am I not seeing here? Everything's a symbol. And why have I got an infected eye? A lot of eye symbolism I've been reading about as well. Kenneth Grant, maniac of a man. Strange days. Yeah, they really are. Yeah, the moon was absolutely, it was like a proper harvest moon. Absolutely gorgeous. Pyramid 7. Whoa! Do I ever fail to do that? I even took, wrapped it properly at the end so it wouldn't happen, but it always happens. So yeah, I've decided there's never going to be a theme for these shows. It's like I would have to write like an essay or even a dissertation. God, 20 people, that's incredible, man. To make like okay, this program is going to be about initiation, and we're going to talk about initiation and all the different kinds of initiation. It would just require too much work. Nish, I always say it's dropping a clanger. Actually, I was reading some psalms to help with eye problems. Were you, Logos? On my behalf, or just because you happen to be doing it? 20 people, I know. Let's talk about it. So what we're talking about, magic? Let's talk about, Cosmo Curator as well. Hi, chat, hi. Oh, wow. This is the best turnout ever. 20 people. Well, Saturn is my planet. I'm an Aquarian, you see. I think I'm a very typical Aquarius in the age of Aquarius. Because when you think about it, we really are still riding the waves of that that thing that happened in the 60s. I know there'd been lots of magic before that, but it had been quite underground. I think of the true magical revival as being the kind of the hippie movement of the 60s, although it did degenerate very quickly. And I'm, of course, a child of the 60s, but I was born in 69, the year it all went dark. And that darkness and light thing, that's a very important cosmic. Oh, it is cosmic, yeah. Magic is a very transcendental system. Yeah, it feels like I haven't done a stream for months. Psalms 13 by problems. Well, it's got to be worth a shot. I don't actually own any gold, but I remember if we used to get a sty, you occasionally get a sty in your eye. If you rub gold on it, it totally puts it away. And I think I was conceived, at 69. Yeah, Woodstock. Yeah, my parents weren't at Woodstock, of course. They were probably at some dance in the 50s. No, it was the 60s. But Aberdeen's 60s came in the 70s because we were so far away from swinging London, because that's really the only place that it happened. Glasgow, they had a lot of the mod thing. But London in the swinging 60s, wow. I wish Whoa, another one. Isla White was 69, wasn't it? With Jim Morrison's last performance, was it? And somebody said they saw a soul depart while he was on stage, but of course they were all taking classics, so they wouldn't say that. That would be an interesting. Now I've almost got Google Hangout sorted. I will definitely be able to get. Bob Dylan played at the Isle of Wight, the same one as, and wasn't Jimi Hendrix there as well, Brandon? That must have been. Yeah, I remember that actually, because there was loads of. I saw footage of people and they were all rushing, and I think like loads of people got in free. Wow, at the end of the 60s really was turbulent in Altamont. Has anybody seen, I presume some of you have seen Gimme Shelter, the Rolling Stones, it was the Massales brothers, or they made a film called Gimme Shelter, which is just live footage of that 1969 tour that the Rolling Stones did in America. Not long after Brian Jones had died, of course. Yeah. Crazy times. Yeah, well, Seven Serpents, my liver, it's probably pickled and as hard as a peach pit by now. Yeah, I really need to, I talk about taking care of your Malkuth, but I do not, my diet isn't healthy. I live on, I'm a moderator, look at that. I'm a moderator on my own show. Thank you, moderator, for handling that. Hey, Darcy's here as well. Yeah, it is like a party. It's totally. I do think about it like a party, and I kind of. The ritual tonight was almost a prequel to doing the stream, because I always think, no, it's the magic has to come first. It's the magic, but I admit I missed you so much that I was just really looking forward to checking in and trying out, because I only got the new internet switched on today. Because I was all ready to go the other night, and then I did my rituals, but my eye was sore. I hadn't seen the optician yet, and I just thought, you know what, I haven't even got the energy. I owe it to those guys to not come on and have no energy and just blah, blah, blah. Your Malkuth is being flushed, Brandon. So your body is being flushed of toxins and naughty, nasty things. That's true, Mrs. Seven Serpents. They do go yellow, so mine's gone bloody bright red. Oh, God. I hope my liver's not collapsing. I do have a slight hypochondria as well. So I guess I better talk about some magic then. So the equinox, bit of a disappointment because I was feeling so crap. That was the day that my eye felt the absolute worst. But we did do a kind of ritual. We did a purification and consecration where one person goes around with like specially made water. You can use oils and stuff as well. And the other person goes around with either incense or that white sage, and you go around and it's a good ritual. Sorry, I'm just staring into chat. So I was going to try and kind of think about initiation and that as a theme, because what is initiation? I think my first initiation, it's so difficult to say, isn't it? And there's formal initiation in like lodges and stuff, and does that actually work? I've only ever done rituals with one person, and I'd be really interested. I think maybe Robert, you've maybe done magic in groups. I think it would be so strange because it's quite a solitary, intimate thing for me. So I think it'd be really strange to go to like a Gnostic mass or something. Although, you've got to be open to all things within reason. So yeah, I don't know if you caught the start of the last stream, but I feel like a little bit stuck in my practice at the moment. There's not much new happening. I'm just kind of slowly working up the Yetziric tree of life. There's four. I don't want to go into great Kabbalistic detail because it does get a bit technical, but you're imposing your body. Oh, is this back to front, by the way, or is that reading normally? I can never tell. Look at my poor tree of life. Did you all see the? I mean, look at all the candles. It is a little bit dangerous, actually. I'm very aware of where they are. Don't worry. Yeah, working my way up. The old tree of life here. See, that's the middle pillar exercise. So when you're doing the middle pillar, you're eheye up here. There's one you do the throat chakra in the middle pillar exercise, which is that. Hey, normal, excellent. See, that's with the webcam. And do you think the picture quality is better than it is on my phone? Do ya? Ba-ba. The paintings, yeah. I have been putting a few paintings up on Twitter. Actually, I haven't been painting at all lately, but it's definitely something I want. Yeah, I definitely think it is better quality. It's just the you should have seen the difference in my internet speed. It was like 1 MPB or whatever it is. I don't, computers, and now it's way up to like 17 or something. So it's kicking out the watts. But I do need the audio is improved as well, because when I watched it back, I felt the audio was patchy. It's great to have 15 people in, and I wish I could give you more of a show as usual, but it's all the last minute. I'd really like to have a bit more time off work. I'll start a Patreon. No, I wouldn't, honestly wouldn't. That's why I don't give readings or offer any kind of services, because I don't like getting money involved with spiritual practice. I think selling books and stuff is fair, but there's too much chicanery goes on, especially in the New Age movement. Those of us from the Carolinas. That's the difference between people like Robert and Nish and Seven Serpents, but all the people here. That's the difference between the truly spiritual and the fake-ass spiritual. And there's so many people tune in and believe them. And Kerry, you're doing such marvelous work with the weird aliens and just the lies and the nonsense. I've been watching Zen Loren again. He's very good. He's very, what would you say? I don't think he believes in anything supernatural at all. He's saying it's all body. I think he doesn't even say there's a soul, which I have to say, it could be an illusion, but I do think there is some eternal part of us. Because it's like a fractal universe, isn't it? So we've got a fractal of the divine in us. That's the whole basis of Hermeticism, as far as I can tell. So I might not analyze it, but talk about it. Just one tarot card, because I was thinking, it is a magical journal. It's not going to be exciting all the time. How did I like that candle? Yes, the Fool. That's a good card. Is that through everything out of focus? He sums up so much about the magical process, and it's also the starting point, because it's like the zero, which is at the beginning of the tarot and the end. I know, stay away from the candles, man. Yeah, Gary Cassidy. I know, it really is. It just gets worse and worse. I do have a lighter statue, yes. See, synchronicities, yeah. The Fool, and the whole concept of zero is a very interesting concept, because it's the whole magical conundrum for me is, how does something come out of nothing? What is consciousness? How did it come into creation? Yes, the ox. And I also thought the ox, I'm reading a lot of Kenneth Grant and Nima. They're like current, well, not current, poor Nima, wherever she is in the lands of Amente, she's, would have been definitely connected to animal sacrifice, all ancient religions and spirituality, and some still do. And I thought, oh my God, animal sacrifice, that's terrible and cruel. And but it's a bit hypocritical of us to say that when we eat chickens that are raised in, yay, Prospero, yeah, I always like Prospero in the ice. Look at you all, magnificent. Yeah, although I honestly don't think I could ever sacrifice an absolute city boy, and the thought of me killing an animal, I don't even like people touching spiders and that. I let my spiders live. Robin, yes. Wow, the place is complete. Thank you so much for coming all the time. Coming all the time. Thank you so much for coming all the time, guys. Talking of which, Kenneth Grant, a lot of the magic revival is pretty much all about sex magic. But sex magic is good, because sex magic is sacred, and sex is sacred. There's a, what it's like in America, definitely in the sort of Bible Belt, I guess, but in Britain there's a very prudish and again hypocritical thing about sex, and it's very desacredized. It is an absolutely brilliant group. I wish I could get. Well, I will. That is the whole plan. Because I just can't. I don't have time to prepare shows on my own. So I really want it to be like a rolling collaboration and get different people on. But it's see that's a big technical undertaking as well. I shouldn't make big promises. That's one of the things that if magic is, like the microscope in this grade is really putting your behaviors under the microscope. With it's not only the ritual practice, but it's the reading list as well. There's like Everyday Zen, which is a very good, thoughtful book, and it's all about mindfulness and stuff. And you should try a wee discussion group on Hangout, Saroth. Yeah, I'm totally. That is exactly what the idea is, and maybe just do that every week. But I mean, there's also. I have to say, I'm really sorry, Nish, but I hardly ever tune into Nox Mente. I should more, but it'll never be as professional as that. This will always be lo-fi. You think the Fool should be number one? Yeah. Controversial logos as ever. Right, I do need to find my lighter actually because it's a bit dangerous. I always do it. No, there's so much stuff, you see. Now here it is. I will, Nish. I will. So yeah, the Fool, he's like Bacchus and Dionysus, and he's a crazy, crazy fool. See, his eyes are like staring. That's a quite nice thing to focus there. He's got mad staring eyes. And the grapes there. The tiger biting his leg. So he's associated with like the green man of spring, but also the divine frenzy of Bacchus, who was ripped to bits by his followers. And that's another tie-in to the sort of Aquarian thing that was going on in the 60s. There was a big, like the 60s with its, well, I'm not talking about the whole 60s, but that LSD, psychedelics, rock festivals, bands like the Doors, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, they were Dionysian. I mean, Jim Morrison especially, he acted out that whole archetype. And I often do think, because for me as an artist, magic is, for me as an artist, that sounds a bit, I'm not a great artist, but I do like painting and writing. But yeah, magic is a great source of creative inspiration because it forces you to study and to read books that you maybe normally wouldn't get around to. Yeah, I noticed that the Scarlet Imprint have got a new tarot out. I absolutely love everything they do, actually. And they're British as well, but of course they do live streams. No sensible person does. But the Crowley Thoth tarot, you can't go far wrong with, really. Although it's not very kind to me sometimes. I sometimes get some really brutal readings. So it's got all those nasty sword cards, like sorrow, and they tell it like it is. I like that Peter Gray, the Red Goddess. That was a beautiful. Well, creativity is definitely magic, and it's been said before, but probably the best magicians are the people that I think the most cutting edge artists have always been aware of the mystery traditions and the magic. I mean, Picasso was certainly aware of magic. A lot of his friends practiced magic and were Kabbalists. And, Paris in the pre and after the First World War was a very occulty place. So art and magic to me have always gone hand in hand. And the art that I always liked, which, like was William Burroughs as a writer and Kandinsky as an artist. Modigliani I really loved, or love. Van Gogh, or Van Gogh as you say. Scottish people tend to say Van Gogh. The White Goddess by Robert Graves, yeah, that's a classic. It's a bit. It reminds me a bit like of the Golden Bough. It's Robert Graves. He's from a few years ago, isn't he? Oh, I missed something interesting there. I love his Lucifer precepts and apocalyptic. Oh, did he write all that? Apocalyptic witchcraft. Wow, that sounds interesting. Yeah, and I'll that I kind of love Alcestis in a friendly way. But yeah, they're a dynamic couple. They are. So what else have I been up to? I've been doing loads and loads and loads of work. Notes and notes and notes since the last stream, but it goes out of date so quick. If I did it yesterday, I don't want to talk about it today. There's an interesting, the whole Maat Magick by Maat is an absolutely brilliant book. Oh, Dennis Wheatley, I love Dennis Wheatley. It's silly, but I think that's, honestly, I used to watch Hammer Horrors with my dad. And I think I've said once it was about the only thing we used to do together, me and my old dad, was watch these Hammer Horrors. And he once said to me, and it's totally weird, I thought about this the other day. I was only about maybe 8 or 9, and we used to watch James Bond films, and I'd get to stay up late for like the horrors. We used to have double bills on the telly on a Saturday night. And there was a Dennis Wheatley film on, and we had a chat afterwards, and he's like, "Promise me, son, you'll never get involved in the occult, and you'll never take." Sorry, Dad. Well, wasn't Dennis Wheatley actually a bit of a MI5 sort of dude, along with Ian Fleming? If I'm thinking of the right person. There were those kind of public school educated toffs that used to go about, Oh, Tales of the Unexpected. Yeah, it was a classic. It was a British program. I don't know if the American guys saw that, but it had such a creepy theme tune as well. Tales of the Unexpected by Roald Dahl. Yes, a classic from the 70s. It's amazing to think that I've been around that long. But I've been told by my spirit guide, like I say, that I'm going to live to 128. So bank on it. So yeah, in Maat Magick, I am drifting towards Thelema. It's the Golden Dawn is a good skeleton system, but it's very dry, and the way it's presented in that book, it's like, well, do your own study. So, although he does say to not do any other practices, I did do the 8-fold banishment from the Maat Magick book tonight, and it felt really good. This is an interesting comment. Drugs saved my life. Sorry to say it like that. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it past 11 years old. Yeah, I think if it's like opiates and stuff, I know a lot of people that have, it's kind of, you take it for pain in your life, really. But I think you do have to overcome it at some point, or we all struggle every day, don't we? I'm certainly still struggling with my addictions, although I'm down to 3 2-milligram tablets of diazepam and 2 2-milligram of Suboxone. But as I'm forgetting to take them and stuff, which is a very good sign. But the last time I came off, I got this thing again. It feels like I've got like shingles or something. I get this horrible pain. I think it's just like stress or something. Oh, those kind of drugs. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, they did shape my youth, definitely. I wish I'd made more coffee. Yeah, early experiences with psychedelics and smoking hash at quite a young age. It was always hash we got before weed. It's only come up recently, reasonably recently. And it absolutely showed me a different. It kind of, I just thought, wow, this must be the astral plane. And I still wonder, especially with those really large psilocybin experiences I had just before the solstice, because that's really, I suppose in autumn I should be reviewing the summer gone by, and it all started with that. And when I look back to like that video, Super Psychonautic Saroth, which somebody watched and made a comment on, it seems like it like years ago, I tell thee. So it's been very strange. And I thought it started on a real high with a real rush of energy from that experience and from the mission the mushrooms gave me, which I cannot reveal at this time. But I am a mission, an initiation mission. Oh, Lee never stopped. Hold on, to cat. This must be really so boring for people that don't go in the chat, but it is all about the chat for me. Oh, Simon, yeah, Simon Necronomicon. Yeah, it's yes, of course it's lavender. It absolutely is. But I think he probably had enough occult knowledge, or maybe just cribbed it. I'm sure Robert's got strong views on this one, if he's still here. I think it's pretty much public knowledge that Peter Lavender is Simon. He is a very interesting dude. I know he's a bit, he's into that weird thing, that Orthodox Church. While we're on the subject of that, did I hear right? Is Jay Dyer an Orthodox Christian, or have I gotten confused with somebody else? Because I don't appreciate his work at all. Simon sent his trolls at me in 2012. I keep thinking Simon Magus. So I'm just enjoying. I did say it's just a magical journal. So there was a bit that I really related to in Maat Magick about how, as you go through like a ritual process, because you could look upon daily practice. The Abramelin for is just daily practice, but quite intense daily practice. So you imagine if you're doing it every day. Yeah, that's strange that he's a Eastern Orthodox, and he speaks. I'm sorry, but he speaks nonsense, especially about magic sometimes. If I'm thinking of the right person, I've kind of cut myself off from the sort of more conspiratorial stuff. I'm absolutely watching. Like Taliesin McKnight, I have to say, I'm watching loads of him at the moment. He's done so many brilliant, and he's just the knowledge that that man has boggles my mind. How he can do, I absolutely wish I could do shows like that where I'm like, okay, this is astral travel and this, the astral light and that. I mean, you should see his back catalogue. It's amazing. I can never compete with that. So you've got to focus in on what you're good at. And I just quite enjoy hosting little esoteric dinner parties. Hey, Robin. So I'm liking the new setup. So I really should be talking. That's the idea, isn't it? I'll read through some notes. Oh yeah, I was the astrology thing. I'm thinking I really shouldn't skip the whole thing because that is part of the grade. Talis McKnight is an absolute. I mean, he must have like a, what is it they call it, an eidetic memory or something. That word eidetic, I can't say it, but it's a very eidetic. The EID, because there's an eidolon concept as well, like something very interesting to do, like a visual image or something, a visual memory or something. It's eidolon. So Aquarius, but I've got Leo rising 7 degrees. The moon's in Sagittarius. Aquarius 0 degrees in Mercury, which is interesting because like Mercury is a very magical messenger of the gods, Thoth, Hermes. According to Kenneth Grant, that also, but he thinks everybody is ends up being either Aiwas, Rahu, or Kut. You know, Kenneth Grant, he's a brilliant writer, and he writes these long strings of names. So this equals Shaitan, the god of the north, the Yezdis, and then he'll back it up with like Gematria and stuff. And it's quite, when you're reading it, you're like, whoa, it's spinning out. So he's an entertaining read as well. The smokes keep going out. Oh, music stopped. So, yeah, I was going to kind of jump on to the next grade a lot more quickly, but 3 months isn't long enough for a grade. So I'm going to go over it yet again because I think that it's easy to fall into really bad habits. Like I lately, because I've been rushed for time and stuff, I often don't do the breathing exercises properly to begin with. So if you're all like tight and knotted up, you can't do effective ritual. And if you can't relax, you can't meditate, and it's difficult. So you've got to keep going over your basics. Pentagram rituals, hexagram rituals, visualizations, using your voice and your body, because the body definitely, if you're, like I say, if you're just thinking about magic all the time and studying it without doing the ritual work, I think it would drive you mad. Yeah, morning meditations. I wish I had. I am starting to use my time a little bit better, but because of my crazy rota, it's so difficult to get enough sleep and enough practice. So I feel like, yeah, she's really nice. She was in chat a couple of weeks ago, actually. She's a lovely lady. So what's this? There's a good. I've written it down, so it must be good. What would you call it? It's part of the feather and oh no, it's a consecration and dedication rite. I actually did this one. It was for the Maat group, and it's the only ritual I've ever done. Skyclad, so a tantric element to it. It was quite a powerful. See, maybe that's why I keep getting drawn back to Thelema because I have actually done a Thelemic initiation. Self-initiated, of course, but the guys in the group kind of talked me through it, and it is much easier if you have people that have actually done it explaining bits, because rituals are sometimes hard to do out of books. It's easy to write one down. I tried to write one, and if I was me reading that back, I'd think, well, so it really needs to be explained to you. So that was a very powerful initiation, Maat Horus. The whole thing about the Aeon of Maat, and this is Nema's whole kind of thing, Maat Magick. And it's a bit complicated, but the guy Charles Stansfield Jones was analysing the Book of Law, which is Liber Al, which is the one that was transmitted to Crowley, apparently by his holy guardian angel, who is Iwas. Deborah Gale, greetings. But Kenneth Grant and Nema take it even further by saying that Kabbalistically, and like using gematria and numerology, I was going to actually look it up before I came on. I'm not a research-based kind of guy, but Charles Stansfield Jones found some Kabbalistic message about there being a double current Aeon, and it's simultaneously the Aeon of Maat. It does make sense when you read the book, trust me. I'm probably not explaining it very well, but it's good stuff, and it's got this dedication in it, so I'll read it because I like reading stuff. 17 people live. Wow, that's crazy. I will pursue the great work to its completion. I will continue from life to life, from world to world, yea, until the end of time, until the evolution of the universe is complete. This is my work, my word, my will, my love. Abrahadabra, ipsos, so mote it be. Love is the law, love under will. Movie. Oh, okay, Amanda. I'm not really staying long either. Thank you very much for coming. Sorry, it was a bit informal, but you know what to expect by now. So yeah, although I was initially repelled by a lot of things about Thelema, if you study it on your own and don't pay too much attention to other Thelemites, I think it can be really fascinating. I have a notebook that only has concepts in it. It comes from all, absolutely. Yeah, I mean this is the guy. I fear losing this at work, because if anybody read it, they'd think, "Oh my God, the man's insane." But this is, Glasgow, beautiful, crazy, totally creative city. There's been so many brilliant bands come out of Glasgow. The art school is like world famous, and she is a beautiful, beautiful person. Good night, Amanda Pamander, with a slightly rhyming name, which I love. Yeah, good gal, good gal. So we're up in Aberdeen. Oh yeah, and we're going, me and Sora Stardust are going to Inverness, which is the home of well, it's almost in Foyers, which is almost where Belaskin is. So we'll see how far it is from our 4-star luxury hotel. We couldn't afford 5. We're going up there for 2 days, so I was even thinking about doing a stream from there. Good night, Amanda. I've lost my light again. I am the Inspector Clouseau of YouTube. That was a funny comment, by the way, Davey. I like that one. That was after the great fire of 2 weeks ago. Yeah. You used to, Davey, you used to live in the art school. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I thought you meant you actually lived there in a cupboard or something, but no, you used to go there all the time, yeah. If I had been in Glasgow, I would have as well. Scott Avnish. Scott Avnish. What's that mean, Brendan? Is it a barbarous invocation? Yeah, I mean, Mogwai, they played in Aberdeen recently. They're a brilliant band from Glasgow. I mean, the whole history of Scottish music has pretty much been the story of Glaswegian music. Aberdeen have only had Annie Lennox. Yeah, it's just, it would be so embarrassing if anybody read your magical journals, because you just put everything in that thing. And that was the idea of doing this podcast, but there's some, I just can't tell you everything. And that's, the thing about magic, you've got to keep the lid on the pot. And if you go blabbing about everything, the book that I'm following, Maat Magick by Liam Thomas Christopher, says don't even talk about magic at all with anyone. But I think you would go mad then. But it would accelerate the process. So there may be a time when I really want to do. What? You met the New York Dolls, Nish? Good Lord. That's the cool thing. Belle and Sebastian, yeah, they're one of the greatest Scottish bands of all time. I'll see if there's another little couple of nuggets, and then I'm probably going to go at the hour again as usual. So the Maat Magick book is quite interesting. She doesn't use pentagrams. She uses like an X with an O around it, which is the mark of the beast, the ox, you see. So there's an O and there's an X in the middle. But, there is a lot of superstition. And I thought Thelema was a bit dark, they talk about this dude, or Kenneth Grant certainly emphasizes that area of Crowley's work, the shaitan, or, the very dark Luciferian. But Lucifer is the light bearer, but Satan I was always very suspicious of. And I've never been into Satanism or left-hand path at all, really. But Thelema, when you really look at it, is not, and this is a point that Taliesin McKnight made as well, it's not left-hand path, because it has, its main stages are the union with the Holy Guardian Angel, which is an old concept in magic, and then the crossing of the abyss. And the crossing of the abyss is basically the aim of mysticism, which is to make union with whatever supreme being consciousness is. And left-hand path is about deliberately retaining your personality, I believe, and trying to, cheat death. And, I'm very into natural law and all that. So I think I am a bit Luciferian, but I'm definitely, I think I'm with the good guys. When I was on psilocybin a few times, I've got a strong thing about the serpent thing keeps coming up again, So I think, and Cain and all that, very interested in all that sort of stuff. This who was the good one and who was the bad one in the Garden of Eden, and was the Garden of Eden. I personally don't think that man ever lived in a realized state of whatever Atlantis. I don't even really believe in Atlantis or any of that. I just think we made the jump from primates, basically. I mean, we're still primates, but something made us human, bald apes. And that was the fall from our animal consciousness, which is, I think it's called the nefesh in Kabbalistic. Yeah, the serpent Samael, yes, who is also sometimes called Satan, I believe, or Lucifer. It gets very confusing. I think Thelema has blind spots of the structure of our genetic. That's a complicated one. The rise of the New Age from a sociologist, how it is linked to narcissism and the well, it's definitely linked to the existential crisis, because people are taking refuge in this New Age stuff, and it's all about almost denying reality. You know, if some of the stuff that like Omni shows on his show, and Zen show, you know, like the Bentino Massaros and all these crazy gurus, and even worse ones that are really just conning people badly, you know. It's yeah, and I think magic is the absolute reverse of that. It's not claiming to be that glamorous, or you know, it's. I was thinking to myself today when I was in a bit of a downer. Magic is not. What is it? At one point, I said it's not even safe. It's not comforting. Yeah, it's not like a woolly New Age thing when you're like, oh, the archangels are protecting me, and it's all quite light. Magic is really quite making you look deep into the, you know, the human soul or the human heart can be a dark thing, you know, and we've got to admit the darkness in ourselves to evolve. And I'm all about evolution, as you know. Thelema and LaVey's Satanic Bible are quite similar. Actually, I've never read the Satanic Bible. I've never been. As soon as I see that downward pointing pentagram, I think, nah, it's about Satan, and it's all about like service to self. There's one thing that I took from the New Age was, and I know it's from the raw materials and that, but service to others. Like, I'm not being moralistic, but service to others or good works do seem to be a byproduct of magic. I found I'm a lot more caring, sharing person since I started practicing hard again. So it does have real life effects, and it also has a lot of very weird kind of psychedelic effects, if you ask me. And I'm wondering, I'm a bit mental half the time, but I wonder if that's just how it be anyway. I was also thinking about these models of magic. They're very. It's hard to live in them all at the same time, but that seems to be the best advice: is just accept that some things work on a psychological level, some things do seem to be energetic, and some things totally seem to be out with yourself and seem to be interactions with entities and spirits. Although, to be honest, Sky, I know this is a major thing I've got about, you know, can you imagine doing rituals? I'm 50, you know, so I ain't a pretty picture either. Old people wandering about naked at a ritual just wouldn't be the sexiest thing I've ever seen. My all-time favourite is Elvis Levi's Transcendental Ritual. Yeah, I actually haven't ever read that one. That was a good one, Robin. That's one of the things that stops me from going to like an OTO lodge or anything, because I think for the Gnostic Mass they have a naked woman on the altar, don't they? I don't know. I've never been. You see. Oh, where are we, Nish? You were born in 1969 as well. What's your sign, baby? Sorry, I shouldn't call people baby. It's insulting. Yeah, it was the 11th of February at 4:20 in the afternoon. Funnily enough, 4:20. And it's not too far from 418, which is the prime number for the great work in the Thelemic system. So I'm not saying I actually am a Thelemite, but I'm just reading and studying a lot of Thelema at the moment, and it's very interesting. You like being called baby, baby? Okay, baby. Oh, I'm gonna focus. Yeah, I will give you my address, but not here because there's crazy people out there. The Palika War Party have got a hit on me. I'm only joking. There's a wonderful book called The Narcissism Epidemic that talk about the rampant narcissism in the modern age. It really opened my eyes. Yeah, but I sometimes wonder, am I not a bit of a narcissist by going on YouTube and making videos all about me? But it's healthy because it's kind of art. I just excuse it by saying it's art. Oh God, I don't even know. See that I should have learned all that stuff about houses and stuff by now. But it's just I can't learn another thing. Oh, Patena Kundalini, me. How's it going? Glad of what is it crazy? I get so many people, so brilliant people. I think it's because it goes. Yeah, that's another big concept is the solar male sort of thing and the lunar female thing. And now magic is really about the recombination of opposites. You know, it's the alchemical formula that the sulfur, mercury, and what's the three alchemical? I'm so rusty. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's like, yeah, it's hosting a party with lots of really interesting people. The show was never the show. The show was never about me. It's all about you. Oh God, try and laugh. I'm gonna get going soon, actually, guys, because it's like that is my hour of confession. It really is. It's totally like therapy. That's just what I was about to say. This is my therapy. That is the whole point of doing this thing. I never want to be like Thomas Sheridan or salt, sulfur, and mercury, of course, and the tattvas and the ratvas and the, there's so many triplicities. You know, Isis, Osiris, and Horus, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the supernal triad. That's where I am at the moment, guys. Bina and Saturn, which is Saturn again. Well, it encourages mindless consumerism. Yeah, I wasn't sure. See, with my doer Presbyterian outlook, nobody ever talks about death. So I wasn't sure whether it mentioned some, but yeah, blessings for what he's going through at the moment. Because he said he was going to stay off social media for a while. So yeah. 1 in 25 people are sociopaths. Do you think it's as many? It can possibly be as many as that? That means a real lot of people are sociopaths. Morning side of the mountain, it's like sun and moon. Yeah, I once actually, it's weird, some of the lyrics I used to write in the band were totally about magic, although I didn't realize it at the time. I was just using sort of typical symbolism. Yeah, I've got a very wonderful group of people here. It's an honor. So yeah, I did miss. I felt. In fact, I just feel like I'm recovering now from missing that. Because I mean, when you're doing magic, your 2 planetary invocations a week are very important. So if you miss 2, because I missed the moon and Saturn, it was bad news. I was really disappointed in myself, and I felt a big energetic drop. I really did. So, whereas the last grade, I wasn't feeling the energy so much. Well, in a different way. It's a lot subtler this time. And when I do eventually go into it is, I'm sure it's practicus. I don't read ahead that much. So I always think if I read ahead, I'm going to be too tempted to do the rituals from the next grade. And you've got to keep things. Yeah. And ETP, he's a funny man. He's a great man to have in chat. So have I started anything that I haven't finished? I was going to talk about. I'm starting to get. I always get pretty tired, and I'll just for the last 10 minutes, I'll just talk along with chat for a minute, and then I'll go to bed because I've got work in 6 hours. But I did sleep all day. The sleeping pattern's still crazy. But then I've got Friday night out with Solar Stardust. We're going out dancing. It's going to be a great night. You need to balance all this hard work with some good times. And I get paid. In fact, my pay will be in the bank right now. Woohoo! Hey, there's nowhere open to spend it. I do love to spend money. Sociopaths. So we're winding down, guys. It's been a good one. I've really enjoyed it. I had to get, with streaming as well, I missed a couple of opportunities, and I thought, God, do I actually even want to do a live stream? But I love it. I do. Yeah, go ahead, expand in the process. If there are any last minute questions, put them in caps so that I can definitely see them. And then I'll go in like 5-10 minutes. What was the question? Expanding the process. On the page. Darcy married 2 sociopaths. They would make. I must admit, you do find in relationships. I've definitely went out with, if not. Thank you, Robert Elder. I do like being an Aquarian. I very much identify with Aquarius, as if you hadn't guessed. And it's very air sign as well. So the air sign of the Theoricus has been even more airy. Yeah, nice one, Brandon. Thanks for showing up. It's been brilliant. I have had a couple as men's. Is there a representation of a prince and a princess to finish royal family, so to speak? You mean in the tarot deck and the court cards? You have there should, and also in the tetragrammaton there should be. Well, I use it in the 4 directions as well. Male, female. So yod, he, vav, he. The first yod is the father. The he is the mother. The mother. The vav second is the son, and the final he is the daughter. So that should be the same with the court cards as well. It is, isn't it? They do have 4. Because you've got the king, the queen, the page, and the knight. You're right, they don't have a female one. They should. I will design my own. Yes, the page is actually a female character, though. All the female parts were played by males, I think. I did it at university, but yeah. Because there was some injunction against, I can't even remember now. It's very interesting. Page, knight, queen, king, that's right. But the page, I would say, is definitely the daughter. Because you've got to have the balance. Hey, Max Vision. Wow. The people that have turned up tonight, you wouldn't believe it. Princess, yeah, that makes sense. But I think in the Thoth deck, the Wait one, the Golden Dawn, they're all the Golden Dawn, I think, has got, I'm sure it's got princesses. This is a beautiful deck, by the way, but it just has, it's not as rich in symbolism as the Thoth deck. That's the star. I like the naive sort of quality of the painting. That's how I always visualize the Archangel of the West, Gabrielle. I think it should be a female. You don't want 4 big fellas standing around you all the time. Ooh, look at that one, spooky. That's the devil. Not many redeeming features to that one. For me, I've just always, it's the devil. There's the Empress. I always think of that as like your mother, basically, and funnily enough, she looks to every time I pull out a card, I think, yeah, that totally looks like it. It does, blonde hair. And God, she does look like my mum, holding the ankh with it. Beautiful they are. Very simple magician one again there. You were talking about magical tools the other day, weren't you, Robert? That's exactly what you need. You need he's got his total golden dawn outfit there. He's got his pentacle, his wand, his cup, and it's a sword there. That's my pentacle. Should be that way up. Very hard to visualize that during the body, and you see that you've got to visualize those colors at Ashim. Trinkets, but I do like tools, and there's a big movement in chaos magic. Well, not even necessarily chaos magic. I suppose you do a lot of astral magic as well, like in your mind. That's another thing that Maat Magick talks about, is like, she talks about like Malkuth is level 10. Yesod is level 9. That's the numbers. But she's saying when you're working in level 10, visualize an astral temple. And I'm wondering, I thought I'd not dreamed up the astral temple, but I thought it came to me somehow. It's actually in that book about designing a temple in your imagination, basically, and project yourself into there while you're working. Just so it's while you're meditating or doing pentagram rituals or whatever you're doing, just visualize yourself also doing it in pretty much any kind of structure you want, because it is your imagination that's doing it. So you have to build it, and then you have to kind of link it up with a truly phenomenal world. I'm not in many these days because some got to be too crazy. I've just got too many. Yeah, we do have a project going on at the moment. Me and Nish, I'm going to send her some groovy footage, the Lucifer Venus thing, Venus Lucifer, which is very exciting. It's going to be great. Many 20th century magic systems devalue tools. Absolutely, they do. Yes. Darcy, why should you leave? You're not leaving. Oh, God, no. You can't be too talky in this chat. This is what chat is for. It's group therapy. I just talk endlessly with no theme, so everybody else should be allowed to. I am going to go pretty soon. If there are no pressing questions, that's a very beautiful card. The universe. That's 21. Because no, that is 22. Is it? Yeah, 21 because the full 0. Yeah, us British people, it's 2:15 at night. Let's get our chatty batty on. You're all absolutely lovely. I'll show you a few more just before I go, because just see that. That's what I meant. Did I do a title for this one? Because I was going to say that I have so many ideas, and then when you guys come in, I do forget them, but it's worth it. But I think he's the little. He's obviously the primate, but he could also be the ape of Thoth, or the it's hard to say, Cynocephalus or something. And it's the dog-headed ape of Thoth, who is this weird creature who interprets language but deliberately gets it mixed up, and it's a great metaphor for how language, especially written language, can be totally misunderstood and can have many tricksy meanings. Yeah, complete honesty was what this channel was always about, in the grand experiment that is YouTube. That's a strange one for the lovers. She's chained to a rock there. There's a big wolf in the sea. The lovers, nobody seems to really agree on what the lovers means, or even Crowley struggles to come up with an adequate explanation for the symbolism in the cards. Vary greatly, so the jury's out on the lovers. So that's 111. Good place to go out. Thank you so much for participating in my magical journal, my humble, a little like this. It's just a plain old Om chant. Thank you, guys. You're absolutely amazing. I don't know how you put up with the looseness of the shows. Whoa! All good things to it, son. So having company, it's just nice to get a few people that are into the same thing together in a room, and we can all just have a gossip and a laugh and forget our troubles. Sarge, you thought I was a woman as well, didn't you, Patana? Was it you? See, I don't know if Patana, because there's no. Sometimes people, I always presume people are male until they tell me they're female for some reason. So I always call everybody mate. So are you, let me ask Patina, are you female or male? You're male? Female? Male? I think you're male. They are a bit, they're a bit too casual on this sometimes. It's just like literally inviting you around for a cup of tea. Occasionally talking about magic. It's good. I enjoy it. Good night, beautiful people. You just gotta grind it out. I will have interesting material at some points, and you can't talk about the ritual work in too much detail that I'm doing right now. It does yield results. Okay, thank you so much for coming, guys. The music stopped, so that's another good 13 now. Okay, good night, guys. Blessings. Love you all. We'll see you very soon. Thank you. Night, peeps.